The biggest lessons I've learned in my life are here. Through different topics, I'm going to inspire and motivate you to reach your success and your dreams. I'm so grateful that you're here on Journey to Success. So let's enjoy my next episode together. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Right. How are you? Everything good?
Everything is good. Yeah.
Perfect. You are in time. No worries. You're good.
Thank you.
Okay. And are you ready to start?
I am. Yes.
Super. Okay, let's start then. Okay. So today we're going to discuss the loss of your parents and also the impact, of course, that this situation had in your life. So my first question is simple. What happened? So why did they decide to make this big, sad gesture? It's an open question, so go on, Megan. It's all yours.
Yeah. What happened? What happened with them is, it's a bit unclear. I think those answers can never really be, or those questions can never really be answered. But it's what happened to me that I can answer.
Yeah.
So when I was 12, my father committed suicide. And I remember just like sitting on the couch when I received the news and everything just kind of went blank. And I felt like I sat there for like a week, just kind of blanked out. And 12 was a big age for me. That there was like this huge cocktail of events that happened that really like changed the trajectory of my life. So my father committed suicide. And then I was also introduced to Reiki by a lovely woman who's still my mentor today. And my cousin stepped into my life and he introduced me to like things like black holes and Leonardo da Vinci and sacred geometry. So he like opened up my eyes to the world around me and I questioned everything. And Reiki gave me like the tools to heal. So the message I received when I was 12 was, of course, there is tragedy and darkness and misery and hard times in life, but there's also this great opportunity for healing and growth available.
Yeah.
And that impact kind of just took me down this road, down my life of, kind of gobbling up all this like health and well-being stuff that I could get my hands on. And then at 21, when I was pregnant, my mom too committed suicide. So two separate events. And once my mom passed, it was like, okay, I really need to embody all the things that I've learned.
Okay. Catch it. But I mean, so these two events, they don't look related, but somehow they both commit suicide. I mean, what is your thought about it?
I think that for me, it just really reflects, the state of the world, right? Like, to me, it's like, well, you look at the body, everything in the body is designed to stay alive. So something's got to happen where you override that system. And I felt like, those big alarms that go off for me, it's like, so I started to look at the way we live and think and interact with interact with each other. And it really opened my eyes. And it was like, well, if this is possible, if life can get that difficult that you want to exit, then I need to take responsibility for my life.
Of course. Yeah. I understand. Like, or I fight. And it's very interesting, how someone wants or likes to take the easy exit, I would say. Mm-hmm. And it's also interesting how other people like to instead grab, the life to be here on this ground. And it's very, how can I say, it's very interesting situation, but also a bit painful, from your side and from the people who had this kind of situation. But I mean, you did good. You are good. You do good. I look your biography and your website, and you do a lot. So my compliment, first of all, truly.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And okay, so this first person that you were talking about, right? So she helped you, as understood.
Mhm.
So I guess she was um, the first person. I mean, you were very comfortable talking to about your feelings and emotion with this person, correct?
Yeah, this woman, Susan
Mm,
Berry, she's such a
okay.
lovely woman. She created this program for essentially like troubled kids.
Mm,
She like welcomed them in and created this safe environment and taught them this new healing modality.
okay. And did she help you also the second time?
She's just always been there. Now she's just kind of cheering me on, and at this point,
All right.
it's kind of flipped itself where I got to like show her my work and let her be the student. So that's been really neat.
Okay, okay. And can you tell me about your journey of healing and how you manage with the loss of your parents over time? So you already started to mention then the Reiki, right? So,
Yeah,
but generally, what was your journey of healing until now?
yeah. Um, yeah, it really started with Reiki because I
Mm,
just kind of went blank, and to have someone provide you with a tool, and this tool just fit really well. And it's funny because Reiki at the time I was practicing at 12, it was really unknown. I remember telling adults that I was doing Reiki, and they'd be like, "Oh, you Reiki yards?" Like they weren't hearing me, or they just didn't understand it. And the program that I was in when I was younger ended up getting shut down because it was like misconstrued as like witchcraft or something. So it's funny to see how far that's grown. But so having that tool, and that tool, like I said, opened up doors for me. I started to find all these self-help
yeah.
books and like listen to great speakers and different other healing modalities. I just kind of took in everything and just kind of paid attention to what worked and what didn't. And it might, since 12, it's really been this intense self help
Okay.
intensity of 20 years. Yeah.
What does it do, the Reiki? Sorry, my ignorance. Like,
Hmm.
can you how can I say, can you feel something from me from this side, or it's more something that you have to touch? You have to be close by someone.
I think it depends on the person. I mean,
All
like
right.
it's energy, right? And I
Yeah.
think it's in all of us. And the best way to explain it is if you stub your toe, you hit your head. It's in all of us.
Hmm.
It's our instinct is to grab it with our hands, grab our toe if we stubbed it, right? To help bring that comfort, that healing energy there.
Okay. Do you feel any vibration, or which kind of feeling you have when you touch someone, and which kind of feeling you have?
I feel whatever they're feeling, and sometimes I think I feel it more than they're consciously aware of.
Okay.
Um, but and then I just channel in that love.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
can feel different kind of sentiments like love, hate, pain, I guess,
From other people, yeah, whatever their
from other
emotion
people.
is, yeah. And then I'll just kind of hook up to that higher power, I'll say,
Okay.
and just kind of infuse that light and that healing energy and healing presence.
Wow. I'm a spiritual person. So every time that someone talks about Reiki or yoga or God or energy or law of attraction, for me it's kind of everything related. I just like to hear from the expert, if I have to be honest. So
Yeah.
uh, that's absolutely something good to put in my pocket. So, so thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for this. And well, I also would like in this episode, let's say I would like also you can help indirectly, people who had your same experience, because you handled, I say, I don't know if you handle good or bad, but I mean, you are here, in a strong way. That's the most important thing. So, uh, which advice would you give? Or actually, maybe a more specific question: are there any activities or hobbies that help the people find solace and comfort? And which one was yours in your case?
Yeah, I think, my path and my story, it was just kind of all the right ingredients at the right
Mm-hmm.
time. And what I started to learn was I started to pay attention to, what fostered life and what did not.
Yeah.
So what that is I took on this observer effect of my life. I just paid close attention instead of getting caught up of, hung up on, like that shame or the blame and the guilt or these heavy emotions. I kind of set them aside a little bit, which is easier said than done, right? The ego likes to hold on to these things, and that's okay. But to kind of set that aside and get really curious about what's going on and how it's affecting you and how you show up. And I like to say, things
So
happen,
show up
life
is very
happens.
important then. Show
Yeah,
up,
well,
it's very important in this case.
yeah, like how you show up. So hard things happen, but it's what we do with those hard things that matter and count, right? Instead of just getting
Yeah.
stuck with the trauma or these hard situations or circumstances, it's like, well, what's the silver lining? What's the gift that I can receive by like getting through these hard emotions?
Mm. Like what is the lesson, the insight you gain, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
And what was in your case? I don't know if in this case we can talk about lessons or
Mm,
insights,
yeah.
because anyway it's a delicate topic, right? But if you are an energy person, a spiritual person, so I guess you are also the kind of person that thinks, okay, if this happened, it made some sense. So it has to be happen for a reason, okay? So if it's true, so which kind of lesson or insight you gain from this difficult experience that you carry with you in your daily life?
Yeah. So we love to give meaning to life, right?
Mm, yeah.
This is such a tragedy to see people just not be able to live any longer. Like, I haven't had that personal experience, but I can only imagine what it's like to just want to escape, right? So
Mm-mm-mm.
I wanted to make something good come out of such something so sad, right? So I like I said, I started to pay attention to what like fostered life in me, and you follow that. So I found things that just lit me up. So the lesson or the gift was that I received more life. I know myself. I feel like I could have just kind of taken maybe a similar path with just, life's hard. I'm really sensitive. And without these elements of Reiki and someone else coming in and opening my eyes to, the world around me, I think I just would have lived a very hard life. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, I
yeah.
think I can relate. You know what? Also, we are in Russia. We live in
Mm,
this world, and we are truly in rush. Everything we do is just running, right? But um, do something more chill and feel yourself. It's maybe one of the most important things that we should do and we don't do so much. Feel yourself with the Reiki, for example, like you do, or meditation, or yoga, or just be, just listen a peaceful music in the corner of your room with a blanket. I don't know, something cute, something peaceful. It's something that we don't do so much. We're always in rush, and we always look for the next challenge, the next target. But the soul needs to be recharged, and I think that's what you're doing as well with you with the Reiki. Am I wrong, or maybe I'm going too much far?
no, this is it. I mean, Reiki is just one, drop in the bucket. So,
Yeah.
it's like finding what works for you. My most recent love is hypno breath work. And so now my life has just become, people have hobbies. I think my hobbies are just anything that, are like healing modalities. So like I find, I call it soul food, whatever feeds my soul. So like in dancing
Okay.
and journaling or connecting with people or, whatever it is that makes you feel like the most you, follow that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very. This is, I think, is one of the most relaxing episodes, but not in a boring way. Like it's, I feel very connected. Thank you so much for real. I love it. I love it. I love it. I need it as well because I run it every time and from left to right in a second. So I truly need it. Okay, okay, no, beautiful. And well, I have another question for you, but maybe you already answered me. So, how has this experience impacted your life so far? But I think you already answered. Like, I mean, you are doing Reiki, so you are maybe an expert about it. So, if you like to talk with us,
Yeah, Reiki. I mean, Reiki's just been a part of me for so long. It's not
mm,
even something I kind of consider like on the forefront of my mind. It's just kind of, there. If my kids have a headache, my hands
yeah,
are on their head, or a friend is troubled. Just the power of like touching their hand is can really change the moment.
okay, okay, okay. And well, what are your aspiration and goals for the future? I mean, you first of all, do you think you overcame totally from what happened in your past? And if you have inspiration and goals for the futures, or you like to keep as it is because you like your life right now, you want maybe you like more this balance. So tell me a little bit more about your future self and how your past impacted in to be who you are right now and who you want to be in the future.
Yeah. Um, so this is really interesting to say, but my parents' tragedy has been like the biggest gift of my life.
Okay.
And I want to like I am so lit up at what I've learned through these hard times that like I just want to shout off the rooftops that like yes, hard things happen, but we can get through them and receive such gifts at the other end of the like the dark tunnel. Um, yeah,
All right. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to make a specific question now, since
okay.
you mentioned your parents again. I don't know if it's tough or not, but I'm gonna say to you anyway. So, are there any specific memories or moments with your parents that you cherish?
Hmm. No.
No, right?
Okay, here, let me finish this answer for you.
Yeah,
People ask me if I miss my parents,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't. And it's for me, it's because you can't miss something that hasn't left, is the way I see it.
Yeah,
I feel like now that they have passed onto the other side, that I'm much more connected, that I've received so much more them being on like, the spirit realm, we'll say. Um, there's just, there's a sweetness now,
yeah.
like, yeah.
I think I totally understand. I mean, I think maybe you are grateful for you are right now. Well, when you mention has been kind of a gift, because you wouldn't be the person you are right now
Yeah.
without the tragedy. But at the same time, you can't miss something that made you feel very sad in your life. And I totally respect your thought, honestly, and you are totally honest, and you're right to be honest, and that there is nothing to be shame at the same time. I totally respect your thought, and I think you are totally right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Totally. Well, we can say that you succeed anyway. So, what advice would you give to others who have faced or are currently facing similar challenges?
Question everything. Question, like why this has happened, but not in like a kind of dark, why me kind of way. Question like, how can this serve me? What can I gain? And just pay attention to like take on that observer effect of, how you're showing up. And if it's like an event that has happened that's out of your control, actually what I want to say is if something has happened where like you kind of played your part, if it's like a hard time with another person or pay attention to how you showed up and played your role in creating that circumstance or that situation. If take full responsibility, that level of maturity and taking on some serious curiosity, and that level of curiosity I think is going to get the right answers that people are looking for, which is going to bring them closer to, that wholeness or gaining some wisdom that they then can offer to somebody else.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, we're at the end. So I have just a last question for you. It's a question that I used to ask to everyone. And is there anything else would you like to say before to conclude? Tell us.
I may have said this before, but I really want to drive it home. Life happens, hard times happen, but it's what you do with it. It's what you make of it that matters and that counts. And find your tools, find your healing modalities, find your people that will help move you towards, the healing and the wisdom, and use those tools.
Yeah. Your healing tool. Can we say healing tool? I think it's good.
Yeah.
Healing tool. Right. Megan, thank you so much for being here. Really, I enjoyed. Very beautiful interview, truly. Thank you so much, Megan. For real.
Fabio, thank you so much. I'm glad we got to connect.
Nice. Bye, Megan. Bye.
Bye.
Here we are. Congratulations. You just finished my entire episode. So, the only thing I ask is to take a moment to give Journey to Success a rating. By the way, thank you so much for being here on Journey to Success. I'm very grateful. Thank you and see you next time.